Gloria Coppola from Massage Pro C.E, a continuing education provider. And today I'm here at Oakworks getting ready to demonstrate a little bit about craniosacral therapy on the ProLux convertible table, which I'm really excited about because I love tables that can go up and down. In the start of my career, I had one of Oakworks' original hydraulic tables, and it has saved my back, my neck, my hands, so it's worth the investment to all you massage therapists out there. So let's get started. We have our model here today, and I'm going to step on the little pedal here to show you how the table can easily go up and down. And this is actually one of your portable tables that gets to sit on this unit below. And can't do it with the metal tables, though, I understand, but with any of your tables that have wooden legs, so it's a great invention. So with craniosacral therapy, we listen to the rhythm, the craniosacral rhythm. And craniosacral therapy is a very light touch, non-invasive type of therapy, which you can see is done with your client fully clothed. So for those of you that have been trying to market your massage, and perhaps you don't have clients that want to fully take their clothes off, this might be a great modality for you to incorporate. What's it good for? It's great for headaches, neck pain, back pain, fibromyalgia. I used to be on a multidisciplinary research team many years ago when I had a holistic center, and my job was to find out what modality was the best for people with fibromyalgia, and craniosacral was the one, hands down, that they felt the clients helped improve them in their symptoms. So let's get started. For those of you that have never studied craniosacral work, craniosacral has a rhythm in the body called a flexion and extension, different than this kind of flexion and extension. So we have our spinal fluid going up and down through the dural tube, and it fills up in the cranium like this, and it empties out like this. It has a rhythm between 5 and 12 cycles per minute of filling up, flexion, emptying out, extension. So the craniosacral therapist learns how to palpate that on the body of the client and to feel if this rhythm is out of sync, out of balance, or out of symmetry. For example, if it was in sync, in symmetry, it would be flexing and extending. But if you've had, let's say, multiple traumas or different things that have happened to your body that's stress-related, it might be doing something like this or something like this, or moving in different directions. That's the key to us, the therapist, that something is going on in your body. Okay? So I have my beautiful model here, Janelle, today. Thank you, Janelle. And we're going to come down here to the feet. One of the things a craniosacral therapist learns to do with this rhythm is to evaluate at what we call listening stations. So we take the heels of the feet and we place them in the palms of our hand. And what I'm doing is listening with my hands for this flexion and extension to give me an idea of what is happening in my client's body. So I can already feel that in her right leg, her right heel, her rhythm is barely moving. And in her left, she is coming out into flexion, but she's not going fully into extension. The next place is on the top, on the dorsal part of her feet. Now the interesting thing here, even though we're still working with the feet, is her rhythm on the dorsal aspect is actually going into extension more than flexion. And the top here is doing flexion and extension, but at a very rapid pace. What does this mean? Well, it can mean many things. It could mean that she's sprained her ankle along the way. It could mean that she's had fractures. It could mean that she works on her feet a lot. So it could be a variety of things. I've not asked my client what she has going on with her because we try to use this rhythm, this listening station, as our own evaluation process. Next, we're going to come up to the thighs, right above the knees. And again, gently, with the weight of about 5 grams of pressure, the weight of a nickel, we're going to listen for this craniosacral rhythm again. Now here our client goes into extension very nicely, but not into the flexion fully. So there's also something going on through here. So maybe she's had injuries to her knees, maybe she's had surgery, maybe she's had, different things going on with her legs, which honestly she did tell me about earlier, but normally I wouldn't ask my client, okay? Next is going to be the ASIS. And she's got a nice rate with her rhythm here. She's not fully going into flexion, but it's got more of a flexion extension movement than she's had down here. The next place we evaluate is right by the ribs. Now, for the practitioner just learning, this one could be a little more challenging because we're breathing, and the thoracic region is also going into a flexion and extension move of filling up and emptying out. So I'm just going to non-verbally ask the respiratory system to take a back seat while I tune in to the craniosacral rhythm. And here she has a pretty good flexion and extension symmetry going on. Okay, we're going to move up to the shoulders now, and I'm going to get to sit on this nice straddle stool here, which is very good for you biomechanically. I'm going to place my hands gently again with the light pressure right at the junction of her shoulder, and also listen to that craniosacral rhythm. So on her left side, the craniosacral rhythm is very quiet. It's not going into a full flexion, a very small extension. And on the right side, she has better symmetry. Now we're going to come up to the head. We have several ways of checking. We could put our hands on the parietal bones. And on the right side, she's got a nice flexion extension, full rhythm there. On the left side, not quite as full. She's going into more extension than flexion. The next way I'm going to check is by bringing my hands underneath, allowing for the back of her head to just relax into my soft palms of my hands, and listen to the rhythm again. So on the back left-hand side, she's going into a nice full flexion move, slower on her extension. And on her right side, her rhythm is a little bit slower and less extension. So this is how we evaluate the craniosacral rhythm through the listening stations, and it gives us an idea of where there might be fascial restrictions, energetic restrictions, where your client may have had some trauma or surgery or other anomalies going on in their body. So if you were to take a craniosacral class, you would learn how to palpate this, and then next you'd learn how to actually go in and release these different regions that might have restrictions. So for more information on craniosacral classes, you can contact me, Gloria, at massageproce@gmail.com, and visit my website, www.massageproce.com. Thank you for joining us at Oatworks today.